Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm very pleased to announce that there's been a change and I am now no longer on a balcony. I'm here on this patio, and as a result of that I have changed the name of the channel. It's now going to be Garden Grow How. Before it was the Balcony Victory Garden. I started posting my videos in 2020, and it was as a result of the pandemic and deciding that I wanted to be more self-sustaining. And I decided to try my hand at doing it on a very small balcony. And to my surprise, it worked. It turned out that you can actually grow quite a lot of good produce in a very small area, and all in containers. So going forward now, I am no longer on the balcony, but many of the same issues will be present here. I have very limited growing space in soil, so most of this area, although it's much larger, is hardscape. So I'll be growing in containers again. So that theme will continue, and there'll be a number of other topics, or most of the other topics will continue to from my earlier channel, plus I'll be adding some new things. For example, on this patio I have a whole bed of roses that I inherited, and so I'll be talking about roses and possibly some other ornamentals too. Another limitation I have here is that much of the area is shady, so I'll be talking about shade-loving things and vegetables that you can grow in the shade. There are some small sunny areas, and so we'll be trying to figure out the very best use of those sunny spaces. So anyway, I want to thank the subscribers, because I was really quite touched that subscribers people continued to subscribe even while my channel was completely inactive. So that really touched me, that people were sufficiently interested in what I was posting to subscribe. It was rather a nice vote of confidence. So I want to thank you for that, and that did figure largely in my decision to start posting again. The reason for the long break in posting was that I had two major moves, and the first one came right after my last post, and the second one came a long time later. So in the middle there, I was in a state of flux. I didn't know where I was going to land, and it really wasn't possible to plan or plant anything. So I lost the whole growing season of 2021. Anyway, I'm here now and I'm settled, and I am very excited about getting started again and sharing my progress with you. So you'll get to see this whole, hopefully, transformation of the patio from the ground up, so to speak. This is really a good time to begin, because it's January, and that's when gardeners start to wake up and think about the next growing season and make plans. So in that light, I ordered some seed catalogs way back in early December, and they're just starting to arrive. I've received 2 catalogs here. This one here is Burpees, and it's been around for many years. This is, of course, the latest edition, the 2022 edition. But they're a very old and well-respected company, and they have lots of nice illustrations to get you going and make you think positively about what you'd like to grow. And then this one, I think has been around quite a long time too, but it's new to me, Johnny's. And they seem to do a very nice job of really going into detail about the seeds and what their resistance and the various strains that are more resistant to disease. And this is very interesting to me, because we ran into a little problem on the balcony, as you might remember. It was early blight, and I've not forgotten that, and we'll be talking about it some more and looking for things we can do to prevent it. And one thing that we can do is to look for seeds that have resistance to blight. So I'll be talking about that more, and you'll see me order and start some nice, hopefully, tomato seeds that will result in some more successful crops this coming year. One of the things that I want to talk about in the coming year is that I've been on like a personal quest to see if I can find really tasty strawberries and really tasty tomatoes, and now I'm going to add to that very, very fragrant roses. Unfortunately, they have bred some beautiful roses, but many of them have no fragrance at all, and that seems very disappointing. So there are some varieties that do still have wonderful fragrance, so we'll be talking about that, and then talking about some of the strawberry varieties that I've discovered that really are absolutely delicious. And also we'll be looking into getting some tasty tomatoes. So that's just the beginning. We'll talk about the roses. Now's a good time to think about pruning them if you haven't already, and also if you want to add to your roses or buy new ones, this is a good time for buying bare root roses and getting a good deal on them too. So all of those things and more we will cover in the upcoming series of videos. So I'm excited, and I look forward to bringing you along on this journey on my new patio. So without further ado, I'll give you a little tour of the patio. It's not looking very exciting right now. We're in the kind of the dead of winter here in January, but you can see there's possibilities. So we'll go take a look. Okay, so here's the long view of my patio. You can see it's a long narrow space with only one growing area at the back. All the way along the back there's a narrow bed of roses. That's where the roses are, and the rest of the space is all hardscape. It's all used bricks. Very nice looking used bricks. Don't want to change that, but it does limit the amount of growing you can do basically to containers. So here we are about at the midpoint, and then coming down here to the south side of the patio, or the south end of the patio. This is where we get some sunshine in the summertime. It's particularly at this corner here where the overhead patio cover stops, and in the very corner here there's a iceberg rose, and this is a very nice, very dependable landscape rose. It's not one that you would use for cutting, but it's a very nice dependable one that blooms almost continuously during the growing season. And even now there's one last rose here. So bravely hanging on here in January. So that's the rose that was on the opening shot. Okay, and then coming around here, there's a nice side yard. It's a long, narrow side yard, but it does have some potential, and this is where I think we might be looking to plant some vegetables that require full sun, because there's a fair amount of sun that comes here in the summertime. That slight difference of angle of the sun does make a difference. So not very sunny right now, but in the summertime I think we'll be able to squeeze some vegetables along here. There's also quite a few weeds, and I'm going to be doing a video on an easy way I have of taking care of these sort of weeds. Very simple and organic. And I forgot to mention that I'm growing everything organically, so I'm not going to be using obviously not going to use any herbicide here. Anyway, now it's January, and it's the perfect time to plan the upcoming growing season. So we're off to a good start, and we'll be filming and talking about it in all the upcoming videos. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll be meeting again very soon here on my patio.